It is time for our most difficult rebuild to date. You guys wanted it, I will deliver. We are rebuilding Aston Villa. 5 years ago, they were on the cusp of Champions League football. Now, they are in the championship. It is time to get the villains from Birmingham back into their glory days and deliver a European Cup. G'day guys, how's it going? It is JarradHD here. Welcome back to another rebuilding video. The support on this series, it's just been so good as of late. I am so humbled by the fantastic support. I appreciate it so much, and welcome to everybody that has subscribed over the past few days. It's been a crazy few days. If you do go on to enjoy today's episode, as per normal, do not forget to smash that like button and also scorpion kick that subscribe button down below if you are new around here. For those of you who have not seen a rebuilding challenge video yet, here are the rules. So the main objective of this is to take a team to the Champions League final. We will be simulating every single game up until the Champions League final, which we will play ourselves. We can make whatever transfers we like. Realistic, unrealistic, it does not matter. There's a big focus on the transfer window, only showing players that we sign. And finally, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. Let's get into the rebuild. Who should we make our manager today? I'm gonna go with this bloke. Haven't done the tracksuit at all in this series, so Mr. Rebuild, he can have the tracksuit. My main objective for this first season, of course, is to lay the foundations for a successful future. And most importantly, get us into the Premier League. I genuinely think if we play our cards right and make some good business, we could win the challenge in Season 5. That's my target at least. But for the first few seasons, it's gonna be pretty quick compared to normal. We won't have any Champions League football that we need to simulate. It's going to be purely transfers. And we have a pretty decent squad heading into this first season. I like to play the 4-3-3 formation, the attacking one. I'm going to be rocking it for this first season. Positions that I want to improve on, I want to get a higher quality goalkeeper compared to Mark Bunn. I want to get a young beast centre back. We've got some good talent there, but I want to get someone that can grow throughout the series, throughout the rebuild I should say. I also want to get another top class striker to pair up with Kodjia, and finally I'm going to be going in for a decent center attacking midfielder. So let's get into the transfers and let's get into the Aston Villa rebuild. So I'm absolutely stoked by this first signing. My philosophy for this rebuild is upgrading. I'm going to sign some base players that can grow over the first season or two, can get us in the Premier League, get us some decent finances, then I'll upgrade. I'll upgrade all the way until we have a world-class side. And the first player we are signing is Nathan Ake, the Chelsea youngster. £5 million. We got him for his value. That is a brilliant signing in my opinion. Get in there, fellas. Another signing that I am very stoked with, Kasper Dolberg, the youngster from Ajax. I used him in the AC Milan rebuild, but I'm pretty excited to get a big amount of time to see just how well we can develop this guy. 75 rated, he is going to sign for £8 million. So we have had two goalkeepers accept contracts. Now I'm not sure which one I want to sign. Thomas Kubek, 75 rated, CSK Moscow, 5.5 million, or one of my favorite players in the Premier League right now, Jordan Pickford from Sunderland, £9 million. 25,000 on the wages, both similar in overall, similar ages, but we would save a fair bit of money if we went with Thomas Kubek. It's a tough decision. Lads, I'm going to go and sign Thomas Kubek. It just makes more sense from a financial point because I am in talks with a center attacking midfielder that is going to be worth a little bit of money. So here it is, the final player that I plan on signing in this opening transfer window. It is Nadim Amiri. He plays for Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga. 76 rated center attacking midfielder, 19 years of age. We've picked him up on a pretty respectable sum, £8 million. Fantastic signing. He is going to be the last player in this window to come to Aston Villa. So right now, this is how our starting 11 is looking, and we have a pretty impressive side. I'm not going to lie, some great pickups. All the 3 players, or the 4 players we picked up, have automatically became some of our highest rated in the squad. We also have a very class bench here. and a lot of depth in our reserves. We also have a lot of players out on loan. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to simulate to January, see how we are going in the league, and see if we need to pick up any players on our path to promotion. So here we are on the 1st of January, and if you look in the bottom right hand corner, we are sitting in second place, 2 points behind Leeds, and we're 3 points ahead of the mighty Fulham FC, but we are in good standings to qualify automatically. Hopefully we can stay up here, make the Premier League next season, and yeah, I don't have any plans as such to go out and buy players in this transfer window. Potentially, I might recall some players from loan, but it's all about just hanging on to what we have. So Libor Kozak, our third string striker, has left the club. I didn't want to sell him. He was a handy asset to have in there, but he wanted to leave the club. He was feeling homesick, but for some reason he's gone to Derby County, which doesn't make any sense. But we have sold him for £1.3 million. So here we are on transfer deadline day, and thankfully none of our big name players left. We've retained a decent side, so I'm excited to get into the back end of this first season and see if we can qualify for the Premier League. Alright, so here we are at the end of the championship season. Did we qualify for the Premier League? Fingers crossed we did. Let's have a look at this last game against Brighton. That might tell an indication. Oh, 3-0 loss. Alright. My hopes aren't up too high. I'm expecting a red manager rating. 73. Okay, let's have a look. The moment of truth. First place. Get in there. That Brighton game must have just been a little bit of a lapse. But we ended up crushing it in the second half of the season. 86 points. I'm sure a lot of Aston Villa fans would wish that they did that in real life this season. Newcastle United going up as well. Sheffield Wednesday, Cardiff, Leeds, and Reading all in the playoff fight. So in the FA Cup, we got knocked out in the round of 16 against Liverpool, which is fine because that was our objective. The board wanted us to reach the round of 16, and we did. EFL Cup, did we make the last 16? No, we did not. So here it is, the end of the first season, a success in all accounts. I'm so excited to get into the Premier League now and really kick into gear this rebuild. So for me, this second season is all about survival. We haven't been given that much money to work with, only about £20 million, which in the Premier League is going to be a bit of a disadvantage. So this is my starting 11 right now. I think what I'm going to work on, I'm going to look to phase out Chester as a bench centre-back and get a high 70s, low 80 rated centre-back, trying to spend the majority of the transfer funds that we have on that position. Overall though, the squad is looking pretty good. We've got good depth for sure. We just need to strengthen up the starting 11. So we have sold our first player for this second season. Carlos Sanchez is going to Werder Bremen for £4 million. There's a lot of players in this team that I'm going to look to get rid of that are getting a little bit older, but are still worth something and can help us get a higher quality centre back. So another older player in our squad has been sold. Alan Hutton is going to Ipswich Town for £925,000. So we have the option of two very good upgrades for our side. Phil Jones from Manchester United, £16 million, or Sebastian Coates, former Liverpool centre back I believe, 82 rated. Not much difference between them. Virtually the same signing, but I am going to go for Phil Jones from Manchester United. So a small little transfer here. Kynan Davis, one of our rotational backup youngster strikers, has moved to Barnet for £210,000. So another player leaving. Mark Bunn wanted to leave the club. I was happy. I don't really like to have higher rated or more valuable goalkeepers in there as a second string, so he has been sold to Reading for £1.5 million. So another very decent signing, another player with a lot of Premier League experience. It is Harry Arter from Bournemouth. A slight little upgrade to our midfield. There wasn't too much we could do in terms of getting a player, but we get him for nice and cheap. £6.5 million, he will slot straight into the starting 11. And another player has been sold here, getting rid of a lot of the deadwood in our squad. So Matthias Sarkic has gone to Helsinki for £240,000. Alright, so we've come to the end of this first transfer window in Season 2. It's been a pretty decent transfer window if you ask me. We've definitely bolstered our squad. Pretty happy with it. I'm going to simulate now to January, evaluate our season. I do that every time, but it's a good technique, so let's get into that now. So here we are on January 1st, 2018, a year in the future from where we are in real life now, but let's have a look and see how we're doing in this first season. Hopefully we're around mid-table. Hopefully we're not in a relegation fight. We'll pull out now. What's our rating? 65, so I don't have a great feeling about this, although we just beat West Ham. I'll go across 14th. Okay, I'll cop that. How far out of the relegation zone? We're 10 points clear. What is going on with West Ham? Manchester City are in 17th. What is FIFA? Sunderland and Newcastle and Leicester are leading the friggin' Premier League. Oh my god, this game does not make sense sometimes. But we need to make sure we can get some more wins in this season. I'm interested to see what our squad is looking like at the moment. So, Dolberg's up to an 80. We've got a few players getting in the 80s. So, the squad's looking pretty good so far. We might just have to make a few more upgrades maybe. We don't really have too much money though. Alright, so here we are at the end of Season 2. I've simulated just past the end of the season. We lost to Man United 2-1 on the final day, but let's have a look at how we perform. So, the manager rating proves to me that it's been alright. Our goalers for mid-season, or for mid-table I should say, we were in a bit of strife at the end of it. How did we finish up? We finished 6th. Are you kidding me? 6th place? Holy crap, I was not expecting that. Reading, Watford and Bournemouth are relegated. Holy crap, West Ham, Man City and Arsenal. What the hell kind of a season is that? But I don't know how he finished in 6th place. That is pretty damn good. Does that mean we're playing Europa League next season? I don't think so, actually. How'd we go in the other competitions? What's the competition, this one? FA Cup. We got knocked out in the round of 16 to Everton. How about the EFL Cup? We won it! Get in there. Okay, we won the EFL Cup. Beat West Ham in the final on a shootout. So, I believe that means we're playing in the Europa League next season. Get in there. And before we end this season, I will give you guys a look at the squad report. You guys, a lot of you guys want to have a look at it. You enjoy looking at how they perform through the season and seeing the growth. It's a nice little update. But if we're playing Europa League next season, that's going to be quite interesting. I think next season my goal is going to be bring in some more world-class players, lay down the foundations for potentially making Champions League, if not having a good run in the Europa League, and just continue to bring in some big-name players so that if we do get in the Champions League, we can have a good crack at completing it in the first attempt. But some of the players in our squad going down quite a lot, some of them developing quite nicely. And then we will end Season 2. Very, very, very good season in the Premier League. Great first season. I am pretty excited to see if we can grow on this next season. I'm excited to have our first crack at European football, even though it's the Europa League. Season 3, let's get into it. Alright, so kicking off season number 3 here with a very massive signing. Sergi Darder from Olympic Lyon, the Spanish midfielder, is coming to Aston Villa for £30 million. As you can see, we have not been blessed with a good transfer budget. I don't know where the money we make from doing well in the Premier League. The £97 million I got offered for making the top 6 in the Premier League, it didn't show up in our budget. None of our FA Cup money showed up in the budget. I don't understand it. We had to work with the money we have. £30 million blown on 83 rated Sergi Darder. I am stoked with this signing. We've also had to sell a player. It is our rotational striker, Jonathan Kodjia. He has gone to Schalke for £6.5 million. So this is what our starting 11 is looking like right now. It's pretty damn good. Dolberg really starting to reach his stride. Vertout is into 82, Amory 81. A lot of the players we invested in season 1 are doing quite well. I'm going to give Jack Grealish a little bit more time. I'm interested in buying a world-class left midfielder either in January or next season if we get given money. But right now, it's just about slowly improving the side with the money we have so that we can make the Champions League. And we've also had another player depart the club. Our rotational goalkeeper, Pierluigi Gulini, has gone to Eibar in the Spanish League for £4.2 million. So here we are, January Season 3. Hopefully we're in a better position than we were January last year. We're going to jump out here. Let's see how we're going in the Barclays Premier League. So, 12th. Not the best, not the worst. It's better than what we were last season, but I wish we were a little bit higher. We're still keeping things pretty close, but we need to finish in a Champions League or a Europa League spot. Talking of the Europa League, let's see how we went in the group stages. So, in our group, where are we? Aston Villa. We topped it. Okay, I'll take that. We beat AC Milan, Maritimo, and Cork City. So, out of all those teams, we should have finished in the top 2. But we beat Milan. That's good. So, for the round of 32, we have Lyon. That is a stitch up. Out of all the teams we could have faced, we take on Lyon. Far out. So I thought to myself, we're in January, we can't afford to flat out just buy some players with transfer sums. So I thought, let's go in for some pre-contract expiries. And I have picked up an absolute steal here. Next season, we have David De Gea coming to Aston Villa on a free transfer. How good is that? Get in there, fellas. So another fantastic signing on a pre-contract. There was 2 right backs I was going in for, Sergio Aurier and Alessandro Florenzi. And Alessandro Florenzi, now at an 85 rating, accepts our contract offer. So he will be coming to Aston Villa next season with David De Gea on a free transfer. And if I'm being honest, our squad is going to look pretty damn good next season. Just imagine it with David De Gea in goals and Alessandro Florenzi as our right back. That is going to be one legit side. I think we just need to go in for a left midfielder, right midfielder / wingers, and our squad will be ready to compete for the Champions League title. But right now, I am going to simulate until the end of the season. We will check back in to see if we qualified for the Champions League in 1 second for you guys, but probably in about 20 minutes for me. Alright, so here we are, the 30th of May 2019. We have finished up the Premier League season. Hopefully we've improved from, I think we were in 14th when we finished the January section of it. So how do we go against West Brom in the last day? 2-0 win, I'll cop that. How about Leicester? 1-0, I'll cop it. 1-0, 2-1. Okay, we're looking alright. Let's have a look at the table. Manager rating, not good. We'll have a look in 3, 2, 1. 7th position. I'll cop that. I don't know if it means we're playing in Europe next season, but I think it should mean that we keep our job. West Brom, Southampton, and Norwich all being relegated. We sunk the final nail into West Brom's coffin. In the FA Cup, we didn't make the round of 16. No, actually we did. Oh, we got knocked down in the semi-finals to Everton. I didn't see that. That's not great. It's a Merseyside derby in the final as well. EFL Cup, we lost 1-0 in the final to Crystal Palace, which definitely hurts. The Champions League final is between Sevilla and Real Madrid. And how did we end up going in the Europa League? We did make the round of 32, but how did we finish off? We had to play Lyon. I'm waiting for it to load. We must have got knocked out in the round of 32. So 1-0 in the first leg and then 1-1 in the second leg. So Lyon knocked us out in the round of 32. So we're ending this third season here. Pretty excited with the big name players we have coming into the club in season number 4. We have to make the Champions League next season. It's going to be a big one. Hopefully the board and FIFA 17 doesn't screw us over and we actually get some bloody money. So starting off season number 4, you have to say our backline is looking quite nice. I don't think we have to touch the backline at all. I don't think we have to touch the midfield, 3 83 rated players, but the front line, especially the right midfield role, we need to touch. Gil did leave on a free transfer. He's now a free agent. I tried to offer him contracts. He wouldn't accept it, so right now, we're going to try signing a right midfielder. And now that we have De Gea, it's no longer needed to have Kubek in the squad. We signed him in the first season for, I think it was something like £5 or £6 million. We've sold him on for £23.5 million, so that is definitely a nice bit of business, and it's going to allow us to get a bigger player in for the right mid role, because once again, we've only been given £30 million to work with, which just doesn't make sense. And another player has been sold here, Richie Delat. He became our third string right back now that Florenzi is in the club. He's been sold to Sporting Gijón for £1.1 million. Get in there, fellas. I have been in talks with a lot of right midfielders, right wingers, but the one I wanted the most has officially accepted our contract. Raheem Sterling, he's going to slot in and be one of our best players automatically. 87 rated now in the 4th season, still only 24 years of age. We have picked him up for £54 million plus £160,000 on the wages. Welcome to Aston Villa, Raheem. And another one of our core members of the squad, the larrikin Mika Richards, has left to Nottingham Forest for £2.4 million. Our squad at the moment is looking absolutely mad. This is a great starting 11. Unfortunately, we don't have enough money to go out and sign a world-class left winger this season, but my thinking is I'll simulate to January. Hopefully we get some money here and there, and then we can try signing a left midfielder, left winger, or just a general world-class player like we did with De Gea, like we did with Florenzi. Don't know why I just started there, but hopefully we can bring them in on a pre-contract. Fellas, I am absolutely buzzing now. We had virtually no money, but I have squeezed every single penny out of our budget. We're going to be bringing in 3 massive signings here. The first one, Corentin Tolisso from Lyon, 89 rated, a free transfer, £100,000. The second one, Rafael Varane, Real Madrid, 89 rated, £250,000 on a free bloody transfer. And finally, I signed this guy in the Borussia Dortmund rebuild, I believe, but I am going to sign him again. It is Thomas Lemar, 86 rated, £80,000 on a free transfer. Talk about business. That is insane. I was interested in signing Felipe Anderson. It was going to be either him or Lemar, but same rating, different ages. Lemar was cheaper. It's pretty simple. So here we are, fellas. We have simulated to the end of the Premier League season, and Aston Villa are the champions of England. We have beaten Chelsea for the Premier League title on goal difference. Most importantly, however, we have qualified for the Champions League next season, and we have a solid crack with all the players we have coming in and already have to take out the Champions League title. The teams getting relegated are Brighton, Burnley and Wolves. In the FA Cup, we got knocked out by Middlesbrough in the quarterfinals on a penalty shootout. And in the EFL Cup, we also got knocked out in the quarterfinals, Wolves beating us 1-0. The Champions League final is between Juventus and PSG. Hopefully we are there next season. And the Europa League final is between our last rebuild, Atletico Madrid and Bayer Leverkusen. So here it is, fellas. We are at the end of the 4th season, June 30th, 2020. Premier League champions. Next season, we get to compete in Europe for the first time in the series, and we have some massive players coming to the club. Let's get into season number 5. So here's our squad entering season number 5. You look at it, and this is probably the best team that we have made in the rebuilding series so far. Such an insane squad. In my opinion, the only place we need to upgrade is the left back spot. Although Amavi is a very good player, we have money and we don't have any real big positions to upgrade. So why not throw our entire budget at picking up a world-class left back? So here it is, fellas. We have signed our world-class left back, 86 rated Alejandro Grimaldo from Benfica, signing for £37 million. So I am really content with the squad that we have built, and I am just so keen to get into the Champions League simulation part of this rebuild. I've been recording for about a total of 10 hours right now. You gotta remember, these take forever to make, so I'm pretty excited just to get into the stake of the episode. This is our Champions League group. Group A, we have Lyon, Zenit, and Feyenoord, so definitely not an easy task at all, but we will simulate now to the end of our Champions League group stage games and pray that we make the knockout rounds. So here we are, we've played all 6 of our group stage games and we absolutely killed the Champions League. It just gives me so much more confidence now heading into the knockout stages. We finished top of the group, 13 points. Zenit qualified over Lyon, which I was not expecting, but only 1 loss, which is fantastic to see. So in the round of 16, we have been drawn up against AS Monaco, which should be quite an interesting matchup. And for those of you that are interested in how the squad report is looking, I'll go through it right now. We have such a world-class team. Probably, I haven't really looked at many of the other teams, but I would say that we have probably the best team in the world, or at least the best starting 11 at this point. Our bench is weak in certain aspects, pretty strong in others, but I definitely am confident that we can have a good crack at completing the rebuild challenge this season, as long as our starting 11 stays healthy. So we are 5 seasons deep into this rebuilding challenge, and we finally get to play a Champions League knockout simulation. We are away, traveling to Monaco here. Let's see if we can get 1 foot in the door into the quarterfinals. I genuinely think we are going to win it this year. Just look at that side. I think our weakest player is, no, it's not, it might be Amiri, no, it might be Veritao. I think he's like 84 rated, which is damn good. Or actually, it's Ake, he's 83 rated. That just shows how good our squad is, but we're going to simulate it in 3, 2, 1, 0-all. The second leg here, we are at Villa Park, AS Monaco. Let's defeat them. 0-all, which I was surprised about in the first leg, but we have our big name players still starting. Hopefully Dolberg can bag a goal. He's a beast now. I think he's like 88 rated, so definitely a good pickup if you're doing a similar career mode, but we're going to simulate it. 3, 2, 1, 2-0, get in there. Grimaldo and Dolberg score the goals. So for the quarterfinals, we've probably been drawn up against the easiest team out of all the 8 teams remaining, but it's still going to be quite hard. Taking on Sevilla, they beat Liverpool in the round of 16. Let's see if we can qualify for the semi-finals. Once again, we are on the road for the first leg, traveling to Spain, grabbing the passport. Let's see if we can get some crucial away goals. That's something that concerned me in the first leg against AS Monaco. We didn't score any goals. We need to score goals this time. Same side as per normal, except Ake is coming in ahead of Phil Jones. Actually, no, he started there, but Sterling gets the goal in the 19th minute, and we end up winning 2-0. Tolisso getting the second away goal. The second leg, come on fellas, let's get it. Let's get into the semi-finals. Sevilla, 2-0 up, 2 away goals. If we lose this, it'll be a mad choke. We had to bring in Marvi back into the starting 11. Grimaldo had an accumulation of yellow cards. An early goal here would be great to secure it. We're going to simulate it and hopefully be in the semi-finals. Sterling scores, we win 2-1. Marvi picks up a yellow card, but Sterling and Lamar score. So it is our biggest challenge in this monster rebuild so far. Bayern Munich in the Champions League semi-finals. They defeated Manchester United 5-2 in the quarters. The other semi-final, Napoli versus PSG. That should be quite an interesting matchup as well. But we have to get through this game against Bayern. It is going to be that freaking hard. Let's get into it now though. So we're finally at home for the first leg. Home to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich coming to Villa Park. If you said that in present day, you wouldn't think that was very likely unless it was a friendly, but here we go. Look at our squad. I just can't get over what we've been able to build so far. Bayern's team is damn good. Is that Robert Huth? Surely that's not Robert Huth. But anyways, we'll simulate it. Amiri scores. We missed another penalty, but we simulate it. We win 3-1. Lamar and Amiri have gone absolutely ham on Bayern Munich. They get one away goal, however. Joshua Kimmich scoring that. The second leg away to Bayern Munich, traveling to the Allianz Arena. We've got the 3-1 advantage, which is absolutely huge, but don't count Bayern out now. We might have an amazing squad, but so do they. They're going to have a chip on their shoulder as well. We score in the... That is so good. In the 8th minute, Lima scores. We are 1-0 up. Kimmich equalises though. We simulated 3-2. We're going through to the Champions League final. So for the Champions League final, we are going to be taking on Paris Saint-Germain, who did defeat Napoli 4-3 in their semi-finals, of course. We defeated Bayern Munich 6-3. And for those of you that were curious about how we went in the Premier League this season, we killed it again. Back-to-back champions. So at least we have the comfort of knowing that if we don't win today, we will be getting a 6th season to have a crack. But anyways, fellas, let's get into the Champions League final in what has been an absolute monster of a rebuild.
Far beyond those spaceships, open up your eyes, you see it too. You lift my spirits when you hold my hand. Anywhere we land, it's like our toes are in the sand. You got my feelings set to overload, spilling over more until I overflow.
The biggest rebuild to date, season number 5, Aston Villa. Will we be champions of Europe? PSG are on the attack. It's been a pretty quiet opening 15 minutes. Kazawa going back there. They're running through. Good stuff, Sterling, but it falls to Kazawa. He's going through. What a tackle, Tolisso. They're through here. Kazawa, they're absolutely destroying us down this left-hand side. They get the header on it, but luckily De Gea makes the save. Here we go. Goes to Veretout. Going to Amiri, going to Dolberg. Come on, son. Dolberg hits it. Oh, he almost gave us the lead in what has been a quite dull first half. Oh, they're on the attack early in the second half. Mauro Icardi. What kind of a long shot attempt was that? They're on the attack here. Mauro Icardi. Going in the center to Verratti. Rabiot. Come on, fellas. We can't allow them to score. I don't want to be chasing. Good stuff from Phil Jones, but he passes it straight to Rabiot, who shoots, but thankfully it's straight into De Gea's hands. Come on, lads. Here we go. We got the overlap. It's Lamar. I need someone to get in the center. Lamar going through. Dolberg, finish it. He scores the goal in the 78th minute. We get the lead. The man that has been here since day one, Kasper Dolberg, gets us one hand on the Champions League title. There is still so long to go. Football can be a crazy game, but we just need to hold on. Don't know what PSG's defense was doing. The overlap was ridiculous. We even had the option to square it again to whoever that guy on the left-hand side was, but luckily, Dolberg puts it past Trapp, who was footed the wrong way. Good stuff, Tolisso. Here we go. Veretout going to Lamar. He's running straight through. He's going to go there. We've got overlapping numbers. Oh, Dolberg, that was the opportunity. Here we go, Lamar. Going to Veretout. I see Sterling out wide. He's had a very good game. Been making some very good runs. He deserves the goal. Raheem Sterling. Oh, it was great defense, but it's still on. Tolisso along the ground. Sterling, what a save from Trapp. We're into stoppage time. Aston Villa have one hand on the crown. Lamar whipping that one in there. Varane, he gets the header. It's off the bottom of the crossbar. The follow-up. Lamar puts that one in there, and it's a terrible cross. But it doesn't matter. We are Champions League winners. A pretty average final, but we definitely deserve the title. The most insane rebuild we have done to date. This has taken me about 11 hours to record, so I really hope you have enjoyed it. It has been one hell of a ride, and I've kind of developed a bit of an attachment to this team. But if you guys enjoyed this rebuild, make sure you leave a like on the video. Scorpion, kick that subscribe button if you are new around here. But most importantly, I hope you have a fantastic day. It's been JarradHD here. I'm out. Peace.
Letting go, I'm in ecstasy, watch me.